Gene Autry, America's favorite cowboy. The biggest selling country and western singer of the middle of the 20th century was born Orvin Gene Autry on September 29, 1907, in the tiny town of Tioga, the son of Delbert and Eleanor Osmond Autry. He was first taught to sing at age 5 by his grandfather William T. Autry, a Baptist preacher. Better known as the singing cowboy, Autry got his start in 1926 while singing and playing his guitar to pass the time at his telegraph operator's job. Autry's persona and his affinity for Western-style clothes had a huge impact on the history of country music. Autry made 640 recordings, including more than 300 songs written or co-written by him. His records sold more than 100 million copies, and he has more than a dozen gold and platinum records, including the first record ever certified gold. Autry first appeared on screen in 1934 and up to 1953 popularized the musical western and starred in 93 feature films. In 1940, Theater Exhibitors of America voted Autry the fourth biggest box office attraction behind Mickey Rooney, Clark Gable, and Spencer Tracy. The first girl who won the Cowboy's heart was born April 19, 1911 in Francis, Oklahoma. Ina May Spivey stole his heart and became Ina Autry on April 1, 1932. The official change from Berwyn, Oklahoma to Gene Autry, Oklahoma took place November 16, 1941, also Oklahoma's 34th birthday. When World War II broke out, Gene Autry was determined to join the armed forces and do his part. On July 26, 1942, during a live broadcast of his radio show, Melody Ranch, and at the Pentagon's request, he was inducted into the Army Air Force as a technical sergeant. Gene Autry was always the hero, with his horse Champion. Autry's career was interrupted by his service in the military during World War II, but when he returned to the recording and movie studios in 1945, he resumed both his singing and film careers without skipping a beat. In 1950, Autry became the first major movie star to use the television medium. Always a man of vision, Autry excelled, and for the next 5 years, through his Flying A Pictures, he produced and starred in 91 half-hour episodes of The Gene Autry Show for CBS television. Gene's first wife, Ina, had passed away early in 1980. In December of that year, Jackie saw Gene at the Eisenhower Medical Center's annual holiday fundraiser. She went over to him to pay her condolences at the loss of his wife. On July the 19th, she married Gene Autry, and they shared 17 happy years together before Gene passed away in 1998. Jackie was a well-respected woman and businesswoman. Autry's great love for baseball prompted him to acquire the American League California Angels in 1961. Active in Major League Baseball, Autry held the title of Vice President of the American League until his death. Autry retired from show business in the early 1960s. He was elected to both the Country Music Hall of Fame and the Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame and remains the only celebrity to have 5 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Gene Autry died at his home in Studio City, California on October 2, 1998. He was 91 years old. The Gene Autry estate, built by Autry in 1949 in Studio City, California, is now on the market for the first time. The property is still owned by his widow, Jacqueline Autry. It is listed for $6.9 million. Located in Griffith Park, the Autry's collection of over 500,000 pieces of arts and artifacts, which includes a collection of the Southwest Museum of the American Indian, is one of the largest and most significant in the United States. There were plenty of reasons to admire Gene Autry, but most of all we loved him because the Texas-born, Oklahoma-raised Autry genuinely loved the West and all that it stood for. Thanks, Gene, and hats off to you for a life worth living.